Welcome to the Hermitcraft recap. My name is Pixelriffs, our writer is SloyXP, and this week is brought to you by January. January, the month where YouTube schedules come to die.
You take 2 weeks away from YouTube and you forget how to read.
Luckily, there's only 2 weeks of it left, and Hermitcraft seems to be warming up again anyway, as more members are uploading again, and more members are uploading neat stuff specifically. Why, Tango Tech, for one, is trying for another large-scale survival minigame, if you can believe it. And is that a hype train I hear in the distance? I hope so, otherwise my house is just rumbling for no reason. Either way, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week.
That should be fun.
Starting with Tango Tech and the aforementioned minigame, which is Among Us, but in survival Minecraft.
Everyone that plays this game is definitely going to die.
To keep the original formula, Tango adapts the idea of vents, tasks, and reports to where they are still recognizable. Even the emergency meeting mechanic, last seen at the Resistance HQ, makes an appearance.
Ow! Well, it will work a little bit better than that. Hopefully we'll work out the kinks where they don't suffocate in the wall.
Though somewhere along the way the compromises pile up enough that this threatens to be less Among Us in Minecraft and more Among Us if it was developed by Tango Tech. Still, as long as people are going to act sus, this shouldn't go wrong, and even just the players being in first person should provide an interesting perspective. Really, the hardest challenge will be to simulate Skizzleman. In his own test of human psychology, Cubfan plans out a treasure room for his pyramid. The catch is that there are 2 doors leading into it, and one will kill you instantly. The other one always lies. Anyway, they're doors, they can't speak, right?
By the way, just wanted you guys to know, there is one mistake in this floor. Can you spot it?
The logic bump in this is, of course, that A, some rooms of the pyramid have ancient debris for walls, so what would a man this rich even store in a treasure room? And B, the walls, doors, and other surfaces are not necessarily an obstacle to someone on the chorus fruit diet, which Cub, of all people, should know.
Oh, okay, we're in the sorter now. Be kind, there we go. Okay, we're back. We're back in action.
Anyway, the real treasure is the friends we made along the way. Admittedly, we don't know how Hypno's villagers feel about him, but they're selling at a low price at least.
All right, one more guy. Who wants to be the one? You? All right, cool. Let's go. No, you were so close, guy.
The deals vary from diamond appliances of all variants to whatever it is Hypno tries to get out of the Fletchers. Slow falling arrows come pretty close, but there's something more he was tipped off about, which doesn't help any since the potion arrows are the last trade you gotta level a whole villager up for.
There are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, I think 16 different potion arrows. So we're going to be working on these Fletchers for quite some time.
To help him find his way to the potion brewery, Azuma Void builds up a Nether Tunnel leading exactly there. It's in blaze colors, can't miss it.
It's pretty simple really, you just need a block palette where the color fades from one to the other, and you can see I just randomized as I went along.
Azuma gives some love to his PvP arena turned redstone museum and even installs the first floor model as soon as he installs the floor. As for what he gives hate to, that goes right into the end crystal shop from a few days ago. That goes up real smooth.
Okay, now we skedaddle. Oh, that was kind of anticlimactic. I thought something amazing was going to happen.
Then again, maybe it's best to keep the heavy-duty explosives away from the whitelist. They gifted green invisibility potions that one time, and look how that ended up. As nature begins to reclaim the crater left by his capsule in the sky, XB Crafted ties the area together with pathways, taking us on a cinematic walking tour of the life apocalypse survivors have to lead. But Corrales is here to show him how the other half live and entice him back to the high life, revealing he's not only rebuilt the mansion for XB himself, he's also decorated his brand new in-game office.
Because we do need to take those square poops now and then, right?
And a balcony.
Yeah.
XB shows his gratitude by making Corrales' Totems of Undying 100% more adorable, but still makes a return to post-apocalypse prep by building out a derelict hillside jail with a very modern cafeteria.
I think it's turning out freaking fantastic. The legs, I'm not 100% sold on, but it's the only thing I could think that would make a decent table leg.
Maybe those decks are spinning discs from Vintage Beef's newly renovated Beefy Tunes shop. Much like Corrales, Beef decides to level the store and rebuild it in a new style, inspired by Good Times with Scar's Aqua Town builds and his own research into Lego sets.
Guess what? You'll be able to travel between them inside the store. So you don't have to leave the store to get all your musical needs.
To stock the store with new products, he remodels his record farm so the skeleton detonates some TNT, exploding creepers in large numbers, and returns to the map art district to render a pixel art cover of Radiohead's Kid A.
Now, one thing I'm going to do that I haven't done before is I'm going to try to build some hype. That's right. It's going to be pointless. Nobody's going to really care. But you know what? In my mind, they do care.
He might even get that TNT from BOO's latest business venture, a boutique artisanal TNT shop over in Aqua Town, conveniently next to the creeper farm. Just don't get too close to the train set in the front window.
If we pop this bad boy right here, and then I think, like here, I was thinking of putting like gunpowder here. Oh, my shop's in shambles.
B-Dubs is also waiting for a boom in the real estate business, leaving the upper floors open for anyone who might want to live above a shop full of dynamite. The more cautious renters might want to choose the building on the opposite side. In the meantime, Corrales stops by to pay for the bedroom and get an impromptu tour, and Joe Hills wanders by to inquire about installing some horses on the Brandenburg Gate.
Dear good king of slumber, builder of spires, I seek an audience.
You may approach. I don't know how to talk like this, Joe. I haven't practiced. You do D&D. I don't do D&D.
Getting the horses onto the roof is a surprisingly easy feat for Joe, who simply rides them up through scaffolding and hitches them to fence posts hidden in the top. While he's in the mood for architectural accuracy, he encircles the Tower of Hercules in a shape that isn't actually meant to be a circle, and stress tests the glass floor by colliding with it.
Ring of fire. Well, okay. Some parts of that could have gone a little bit better.
Realizing this extension requires a little more terraforming, Joe gets the help of Zombie Cleo in a time-lapse that must have involved them talking really slowly.
Solved! Problems! Next problem. Joe Cleo, problem-solving task force. Solving problems we didn't even know you had.
We get a fun new use of replay mod with Grian's video this week, which will need some explaining, so here we go. So because his audience thought that there were rules to playing on Hermitcraft, and probably because his own house is planned to have nothing but redstone mini-farms in it, Grian decides to install a secret base inside Impulse's base. This is okay for us to spoil here also, because judging by some recent thumbnails, they've got the secret part of it already figured out. But in the meantime, Grian successfully resided in Impulse's wall, keeping track of him and passers-by via a combination of replay mod finagling and a hole in the wall.
But they are not suspicious at all, from what I can tell. And here's me, on the inside, panicking my brains off thinking I've been found.
This parade of intrusive practices is joined by the Shady E's extra glass delivery to his own barge, so I guess the message is, everything is legal when there are no cops around.
Hold on, does this say, it's definitely spells something out. You take 2 weeks away from YouTube and you forget how to read.
While he may have caught on since we took the notes for this week's show, Impulse remains oblivious to these shenanigans for the purposes of this script, which is why he drops off some dark prismarine at Grian's mansion instead of inside the walls of his own base. To create all those blocks though, he's got to fix the Wither Rose farm for black dye, and maybe AFK at his Guardian farm a bit, since Cub already bought him out of shards in the form of regular prismarine blocks. He's also got to build a slime farm, dig out more of his basement, and finish the wall of pumpkin farming contraptions he didn't build last week, so it's not really a surprise he didn't notice Grian letting himself in at the front door.
You might have noticed in the time-lapse I finally got smart and started replacing the torches as I dug, because it became one heck of a mob farm in here, which is interesting, because that means we could potentially incorporate a mob farm in this space as well if we wanted.
And finally there's Corrales on his base tour vacation through Hermitcraft, having shown XB what's up with his modern mansion and having been showed pretty much the opposite at BOO's medieval fair.
You know what? Okay,
Yes.
I think we did originally agree on 2 stacks, but
But
I can do something to give you a another stack of diamonds worth of value. Tour. I can give you like a scenic tour of my village, if you'd like.
Yes.
He returns to the harbour town, which is increasingly hard to call a harbour town with how far the buildings have gotten from the ocean. The industry has now reached the suburbs, cute modern houses for cute modern families that makes you wish there were golden retrievers in the game.
I mean, it is coming alive. It said, yeah.
And that's pretty much it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP, and my name is Pixorifs. And if you want to learn more secrets that YouTubers will just casually tell you, here's a video of our writer building a secret library. Oh, and it says here, don't tell Pearlescent Moon, whatever that's supposed to mean. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here, and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.